The Brandon Peters Show may contain explicit language and detailed plot points. For more information on the show, stay tuned to the end of the episode. And now, here he is, Brandon.
Welcome back to the Brandon Peters Show and the ongoing 60s Batman at 60s series, as I and a guest usually travel through the inaugural season of the television phenomenon of 1966. Joining me today and returning to the show from Logan Arch in Chicago, TARDIS, Taylor Deathridge.
Hi, hello, how are you?
Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm happy to be back. This is a fun one to do.
Yes, for sure. Before we get into it, anything going on at Logan Arch currently that you want to
We always have stuff going on.
Okay, what's the current stuff going on?
If you're in Chicago and you like to play card games a lot, like Pokemon or Magic the Gathering or Riftbound, which is very hot, it's hitting right now, you can come to our store in Logan Square at 2066 North Milwaukee. We have on the website loganarchchicago.com all of our events for the upcoming months. Also, if you're in Seattle, Orlando, or here in Chicago at Z2E2 in March, you can come and find me at our booths that we have at those conventions. All of that info is also on the website on the events page.
I'm jealous you get to go to Seattle.
I'm leaving on Sunday.
Oh, I love that city.
Yes.
Great. I gotta ask, and I know it may not be in your wheelhouse, but have you ever been to Scarecrow Video when you've been there?
No, I thought you were gonna ask me about Mopop.
No,
so, yeah.
I don't know what's Mopop.
I think that's what they shortened it to, but that's the like pop culture, like cute pop culture museum they have.
I have been there. Yes, I was there. I took my picture with some Daleks from Remembrance of the Daleks and Silver Nemesis Cybermen. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that place is awesome.
That place is
I've
super
not
cool.
been to Scarecrow Video, but I have heard about it.
Okay. It's awesome. I've been there twice, and like I would say what. So my wife really isn't into like all the same stuff I am. I talked about this video. Fine, we'll go to this video store. She was even impressed by Scarecrow Video, and they have things. So, and I think I've talked about it on the show before, but they have things categorized subgenre by subgenre by subgenre to like the tiniest degree. And it's nuts. And then they have a wall there dedicated to Doctor Who VHS tapes. That's down there.
Yeah.
And everything. It's a comfort zone for me to be in. And they were in there, and they were selling like used laser discs, and the sign by it says, "Hey, laser discs make for great wall art too." And I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm not the only freak that puts like physical media up as decoration in my household." Very cool. So that is if you have the time, because I know you'll probably be working and busy, but it is a cool stop. I must say, I love Scarecrow Video. They do not sponsor this podcast. But Mopop is cool too. I do like
Mopop is very cool.
Mopop is really cool. That guitar thing they have in the center. I was there when they had the Pearl Jam Museum, and now that's gone. So I went through the Pearl Jam Museum while I was like, oh wow, that's cool. And then I didn't know it was. I was like, I figured Seattle, this will be staying up for good. They started here, but nope, it was gone like a year or two after. But there's some cool stuff in there for sure. And they had a film costuming section that was great. Like, oh, so cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When in Seattle, which I highly recommend. Such a cool
You
trip.
can go to these places. Yeah.
Yes. Go to these places. Yes, you can go to the wharf or whatever and look at the guys throwing fish and shit and get some cheese down there. But the Mopop Museum and Scarecrow Video, very cool stuff. All right. So, Taylor, I'm bringing you lots of Batman, and you had mentioned, and you mentioned me, like, I'm kind of novice with this. So let's start with like your thoughts on just Batman in general, his history and the character. What's your perspective on Batman?
I have a very limited, if you were going to compare me exposed to Batman as a person over my life, it would be DC Comics in general is dwarfed by my exposure to Marvel. Like I was brought up a Marvel kid. My dad read a ton of the Marvel comics that he had saved like for a long time. I was brought up with like 80s, 90s X-Men comics that he saved, and we were reading them like late 90s, early 2000s. A lot of like more modern X-Men, stuff like that, Avengers, etc. Obviously the MCU. But I've always loved the Batman movies from the 90s
Mhm.
and the 2000s, but the 90s ones are a very specific vibe.
Oh no, they have very stylish.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they also retain like the campiness of like what is this rendition of Batman, right? Like this idea of it. And then it's like a little less serious than the Christian Bale Batman movies. And then Hush. I love the Hush comic.
Okay.
That is actually one of my favorite comics ever. But that is again a very specific exposure to Batman as an idea, as the background. Of course, I know about, very basic stuff, all the Robins, the Killing Joke. Like, if you're in any way in pop culture, you kind of pick those things
Yeah,
up
it's
and you know
like
about
the
them.
Dark Phoenix to X-Men.
Exactly.
The hitting points. There's Bane. There's all this. Yeah. No, totally.
Exactly.
Did you watch Batman the animated series at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially Batman. God, why am I blanking on what it is? The one in the future.
Batman Beyond.
Beyond that,
Yeah.
thank you. Oh my god. Yeah, WB Kids, that we watched that so much when I was younger. That was a show in my home for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, Batman 89, the first Tim Burton one. That is my Star Wars. That was my awakening moment, going and seeing a movie that was bigger than, just changed my life. Like my life seriously changed and found a direction when I saw Batman 89 in theaters. And then when I saw, a couple years later, when I saw John Carpenter's Halloween, took another turn to where I'm at today and like who I became as a person and stuff. But Batman 89 was just a huge moment for me in my life. It was crazy to talk about like that, but I do, the 90s Batmans. As a Batman fan, I have a wealth of riches of Batman stuff I like, to where I'm like, I don't need any more Batman. Like, really? Like, I'm happy. I want them to do messy stuff with Batman rather than just, hey, because, you talked about the Burton and Schumacher ones being having the campiness stuff, but the first two Burton ones were always considered very dark. This is dark and serious Batman. And then you look back and it's like, no, it really wasn't. And then people are like, every time they do a new Batman, they're, oh, this is the dark and grittier Batman. This is the dark. And it's like you keep saying that every time. And then you look at the Nolan ones, which people call humorless, and those have jokes in them all through. Like they have good blockbuster beats and moments of laughs and stuff. Like it's nutty what people always want, a darker, serious, but more darker, seriouser Batman, and it's like, no. But on the other perspective, we have this 1960s show. What were your thoughts about it before I gave you episodes to watch?
So I've seen clips, right? I maybe have even watched, like, I think this was on Nick at Night at some point. Don't quote me on that.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure it was when I was like much younger. And I think I have probably seen some episodes in passing, but it was very like much this is sort of the aesthetic of it. This is the mood. That's the impression that I was left with overall, not really retaining any sort of narrative or the way, I don't know, the portrayal is talked about a lot in other pop culture stuff, so it's easy to like connect the dots with that. Like, it's really parodied in so much stuff that has, this is from the 60s, so it's been parodied, I think, since it came out.
Yeah,
over time in pop culture, just everywhere. So like it is very much what I was expecting in many ways. They're not beating the allegations on that. However, yeah, it was. I definitely thought it was a kind of less serious, campy take on Batman,
As it
which
was intended to be. That
right,
like a lot of
exactly,
people think, oh man, it's aged so bad. I was like, no, they were writing it to be a comedy in 1966. It's just when you're
right,
a kid, you take it seriously. Then at
sure.
some point you're too cool for it. Then when you're an adult, you're like, oh, this is actually pretty clever writing. This is yeah.
Mhm.
They know what they're doing here.
They did think about it. I will say that this, yeah, I do think it's like very purposeful in some way, but yeah, when without diving into it, it just seems like it definitely seems like not maybe a product of its time is not the
Mhm.
right phrase, but definitely like very different take on Batman than what people have tried to pigeonhole it into being for a long time.
Right. It was preceded
Yeah.
on television by The Adventures of Superman with George Reeve, and they were thinking about, the idea was to make a show like that, but for Batman in the 60s, and then it changed hands a bunch of time. And it got on one hand, it's like, let's not do that. Let's have fun with it. Let's do a little more comedic stuff, lighthearted. And it was, I mean, it was a massive rating success in 1966. So they were
Mhm.
doing something right. People really latched onto it, all ages, and I mean, we're just at the eighth story this week with but it's like episodes 15 and 16 because it's two
Mhm.
parters. But yeah, they would air, and well, my mother was growing up at this time. She was a kid, and like they all had to run into home at quick to watch Batman that night.
Right.
There was a TV show, and it was on at like 7:30. It wasn't like prime time yet. It was a
Yeah, I
7.
had to look it up because I was
Mhm.
like, what time of day? That was one of the questions I had when I was watching it that I had to pause and then go look at. Like, what time of day was this on TV? And I saw they said 7:30, like Central
Mhm.
Time or something like that.
Because TV didn't have reruns going like they
No.
would, so
Right.
like stuff would fill out throughout the day, like shows we know, like the Munsters and Addams Family. Those were
Mhm.
like 6 to 7 o'clock shows when they happened. Which I mean, yeah, we were big Doctor Who fans, obviously, but that was
Yep.
like the tea time show and stuff, and
Yes.
that was on quite early on Saturdays, but people would still rush together to watch. Um, and yeah, people liked their telly back
They
then,
do.
and they would, but this is also the time where TV would hit like 11 o'clock at night and go off air. There's
Right.
bars
And then they
for
just have the like card, title card,
hmm
station card, etc. Pick your station. In the UK it was different. On
hmm
BBC they have the very weird creepy title card that I only think is that because of Life on Mars, but
oh
it's fine.
yeah
You know, they
yeah,
made that
I get you.
happen.
Yeah,
Yep.
so just different era altogether in the 60s, which I
Mhm.
think honestly for me was the golden ages of television was the 60s. And I, as a Nick at Night kid growing up, I got exposed to all that. And there's the 60s is just pivotal. I mean, they had, like I said, the Munsters, the Addams Family, all these
Mhm.
they had, Star Trek was about to come in the
Sure.
following fall. Gilligan's Island, like all these pivotal shows
Mhm.
we know about were all airing during this time. Like Get Smart, I'm a huge Get Smart fan.
Oh, sure.
This
Okay.
was
Yeah.
airing in the same, this was on uh, the same. There was a new show the same year Batman was a new show, and Man
Oh,
from
wow. Get
Ma-
Smart was a new
yeah,
show this evening. Wow, I didn't know
yeah.
that. Okay.
It ran a couple more seasons than Batman, but it because
Right.
Get Smart I believe ran either 3 or 4 of its seasons on ABC, and then it moved to CBS for like its final season or two.
Okay. That makes
So
sense. Yeah, I knew it was on CBS. I never knew it was on ABC. That makes a lot of sense.
yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy stuff and it good, television history for what it was, being a big thing. But we're getting back. So the last couple episodes of the show had been a little bit more. I mean, not for this show. It
Mhm.
been noted, and each of the guests that were before noted like this is a lot more grounded than I imagined going in, or whatever. This is a lot more grounded. We're back to silly here,
Yeah.
because with the
Yes.
title, like our
Yep.
first episode is "The Joker Goes to School," so we know we're at silliness. Which of course is Cesar Romero returns as the Joker. He is the second villain to return, as the Riddler had returned a couple before. And so that's our episode. There's hijinks going on at Robin's school where a milk machine is giving away money. We're trying to figure out what the Joker he robs a bar and stuff, and there's just kind of like, what's he doing here? With all these
You're right.
weird machines and things. What's the plan? But the other guests in this episode are pretty notable for the first like real like people. So Donna Lauren plays Susie the cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
And her cheerleader with the R on it reminded me of some anime thing I see people cosplaying all the time, and I'm
Oh,
like that.
yes.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? You know what I'm talking about? I'm not an anime person, but
I can tell you what
my
it is.
anime knowledge is
Let me
from
look it
like
up again.
cosplayers at conventions.
I
But
know this actually. Let me, God, if I can find a picture of it again. Oh, it's Team Rocket. It's just
okay,
Team Rocket
Team
from
Rocket. Okay,
Pokemon. Yeah, it
okay,
just looks like Team
gotcha,
Rocket. Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was
Uh,
like, this is like, I'm gonna kick myself because it's a dumb answer for myself. Because that's literally all I look at every day. One of the things is Pokemon. Tomorrow's the 30th anniversary of Pokemon.
oh, there we
But
go.
incidentally, but yeah, it's Team Rocket.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So Donna Lauren, who plays Susie, she was an accomplished child performer. She had done several radio acting gigs and recorded a bunch of singles before she was even 10. But her big thing was, and at the time of this too, she was the spokesperson and face for Dr. Pepper for 5 years. She was known as the Dr. Pepper girl. So she was on all the billboards, magazine ads, and all that. So, her acting career though she'd be a regular on a show called Shindig, and she was also on the Milton Berle show as a regular, which that was a humongous show back then. Milton Berle was one of the biggest TV stars of all time. He'd also, funny enough, become a guest villain on Batman in I think season 3 as Louis the Lilac. And then she does a bunch of beach party movies in her career, and then guested on the Monkees show as well. But yeah, she was a
That's how I
known
know her face is from the Monkees.
the
I was like,
Monkees.
why do I
Okay.
know her? Yeah, I love the Monkees. I could go on about the Monkees forever, for real.
Oh,
But
there we go. Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, we talk about Nick and Knight. That's how I found out about the Monkees. And
Yeah,
then,
they were. Oh, yeah, that's right. I
yep,
remember that. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. So no, and I recognized her from this, and I had to go look up why I did, and then saw that she had been in the Monkees and thought, yep, that's why. There you go. That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
Uh, and then one of Joker's henchmen, named Nick, he is the father of Chris Kattan, the
I saw
film
this.
film and
Yeah.
television.
Okay.
Yeah, the SNL Chris Kattan, but he himself had a illustrious career in film and television. And I do note that while he's in some notable things, I thought it was kind of fun that he did a guest spot on both Bosom Buddies and Small Wonder, which are a couple weird sitcom
Wow.
oddities from back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yep.
But yeah, and then you're watching the episode and you're like, okay, yeah, he's definitely Chris Kattan's father.
He looks like him. If you
Hmm.
know what Chris Kattan looks like, especially when he used to be on SNL, he does look like him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a ton of
Yeah.
yeah, and then this is directed by Murray Gold N. If we're Doctor Who people, we know their name Murray Gold quite well. But this is Murray Golden. He comes back to direct 4 episodes in season 2, and he's a TV director doing all sorts of things like Rawhide, Bonanza, Get Smart, The Green Hornet, Virginian, Mission Impossible, Hawaii Five-0. He did one Star Trek episode. It was season 1, episode 19, Requiem for Methuselah. Just for you Star Trek fans that want to know exactly which one. There you go. And then it's written by Lorenzo Semple Jr., who has been the main writer and like story consultant on all of these in season 1. It is not based on a comic. This is one of the few so far
Okay.
this season that have not been based on a comic. Taylor, so like one of the weird things that people don't know about this show is they think it's all good, but they don't realize a lot of these are based on comic books. That actually happen.
Yeah, I had thought that they were just because I
Gotcha.
thought that was the point
Mhm.
of the thing. So that's interesting to know. Like back then, I haven't ever read any of the older comics, so
Mhm.
that's
Yeah,
very
they're the
interesting.
comics from like the 30s and 40s basically is what
Right.
they're adapting. So yeah, what on this first episode, part 1, what are your thoughts here?
Okay. So it is very funny, but also something I could see still a plot of like in a cartoon now or
Hmm.
something like that. And as you were talking about before, the theming does hold up and it's sort of messaging that what they were going for as like a commentary, or I think, or they're just playing themselves. But one of the things I was like, this is funny to me, is the corruption of youth theme for real, or was it a parody of what people were thinking about at the time? Because it could go either way.
Yeah.
They could be really leaning into that in a serious way, or they could be like, everyone talks about this, the sort of like Leave It to Beaver,
Yeah.
thing going on. Oh my God, we went to a high school. We're baiting these children, moral panic. And it could absolutely be a very funny commentary on everything else, every other piece of media that's built like that at the time.
I didn't think of that. That's really good.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. No, I like that. Like the Reefer Madness Batman episode.
Yes,
Like,
that's exactly what really struck me. I was like, they're either leading into this and they're just doing it. Like that's the actual thought process behind this, or this is a joke. This is supposed to be making fun of so much of the other media that came before this and was of the time talking about that exact idea. Yeah.
That is great. That's a good take.
Thank you.
We're gonna end this episode here.
Oh my God.
That's interesting. I didn't cross my mind during this. But yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
That makes sense. I just thought it was dumb, like, oh, Joker going after the high school. Like, oh yeah, this is a TV show of knows that kids are watching, I guess, but
right. Yeah. Which I'm like, you would have to do like a family friendly, like it would have to be obviously back then anyway, but you'd have to make something in this time slot of all ages content, something that's relatable to basically everybody watching it, which is great, but it also almost goes like too far or like a step further from that to be so campy. You have to question what's going on. Right. Yeah.
It makes it turn to adult for a couple seconds when the Joker, there's a bar and he has a jukebox. So Joker bought a novelty company that apparently makes jukeboxes, vending machines, and all this sort of shit. And like, there's a jukebox where a guy puts it in and a gun is there.
Yep.
That like, you could just run to the side of the jukebox and it's not going to hit you with a shot.
Nope.
It's possible, but
fine.
Or duck.
Just leave.
You know what? I'm going to go home.
It's good. We're good.
But it works on the poor people of Gotham City.
It does somehow. Somehow they are always getting into this. And you have to wonder at some point.
Right.
Wonder. Yes.
I do want to say, so like it starts at the gym with everybody just doing gym things. Like there's...
Right.
Is this the most unconvincing gymnasium you've seen? Because I was like, this is a studio backlot. Like this is
a lot of it.
It's got concrete floor. There's a door that just looks like when you walk into a set for a movie or something.
Yeah.
And just I was just like, wow, this, and it doesn't look like minimal effort was made. It was just like, yeah, it's a gym. Right.
We did that. Right. I do question I don't know what ABC at the time, was like, because we have obviously like film history, production history, things like that. I don't know what it was like at the time to sort of have that any sort of like thinking around that they were trying to be super convincing or thought that they needed to be, or someone who did it wasn't really informed about what it should have looked like at all, which is even funnier if you think that. So,
yeah. I in the next episode I have a comment on what knowledge of basketball they had.
Oh my God.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. I did. Yeah, it was funny too that when Susie, the cheerleading squad, like, let's take a break, gang. Anyone for a drink? And it's like, yes, the refreshing milk dispenser.
Right.
I want some milk. I just
sounds good.
Yeah, and then then it also because the milk machine shoots out silver dollars, and they're like,
Mhm.
"Whoa!" And when it comes to Chief O'Hara and Commissioner Gordon, they see silver dollars and are like, "It's the Joker." I'm like, "How? His
Right.
face? If his face was on them, sure, but like just silver dollars? That's it.
That's how you got there?
That
Yeah.
tips you off. Like no. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. That's
Um.
very funny.
Yeah, and then it leads to them calling Bruce Wayne because Dick's at
Right.
school. This is
And
the
he's there, right? Yep.
first solo trip down the bat poles.
Oh, I
Yeah,
did not know that,
yeah,
realize or know that either. Interesting.
yep. He went down. Yeah. There's yeah. So he goes there, but this is after he's talking to a guy who, and you got to note this. He's been pressuring Bruce Wayne to run for mayor. Apparently, they ask him every 2 years, and he's like, "No,
I
got my
won't do it.
businesses." But that
Yeah, I can't.
I believe that bit of info comes in handy later. Oddly enough.
Mm.
And there's something I think Chief O'Hara says something harmless about what the Joker's doing.
Gum machines, pinballs, that sort of harmless junk.
There's nothing harmless about the Joker. We all know that.
Oh my God.
Which made me laugh. I love Adam West line deliveries.
He's
Like,
so yeah, he's got a flavor. And this is why this man is so easy to parody in this
oh yeah.
this show, because he just sounds, I mean, he has a distinct voice anyway.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows that forever.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's just so funny to think about.
Just his commitment to it is what
Yes.
few and far between can do. But yeah, while we praise that, his parking job at the school when he goes, come on, dude.
So ridiculous.
So it's bad. But I do love when he comes to the school, but all the kids at school are like, "Where's Robin? We
Where
like Robin."
that guy, we want that guy, not you. Yeah.
Yeah. I cracked up. So they show Joker, a lineup photo of Joker when they're in the school.
Right.
Joker's like 6'7".
Yeah. I know. Also that.
It's like,
really?
man, he's a beast.
Is that serious?
I was like, Cesar Romero, it was 6'2".
I was going to say, he was a tall guy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I do know. Right. Just
but
himself. But
And
not 6'7".
Yeah. 6'7", and also the master of makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right.
That is an interesting. See, this is what I had a question about, because again, we were talking about adaptation of comics much later in like the more modern media. Joker is the like not clown, that's not the right word, but the sort of like makeup aspect to him is a secondary to like the mutilation piece.
Yeah.
Whereas this, obviously, you could not represent that. And so I don't know if that's just them going, well, that's bad, we can't do that. Or if it's them also just going, this would be funny and different, and also calls back to the comics. I do not know that.
Well, I think it's just probably because he has a clown face on. That's
okay.
I'm going to go that simple, because Joker
Fair.
in the comics, like when I read the last one they were adapting, there was this not adapted from anything, but the one they adapted from before was so old where it's just like, haha, I'm the Joker, I'm out. You know, there was no complexity to it. He was just the villain, you know, like. So I'm going to go on the light side of things with that one. And I do like there's some good word usage here. The one of the most malevolent malefactors we've ever met.
Yes.
Good lines. And then when Batman tells, because Joker, they're showing him on the slide, and then he's like behind it and squirts through the screen with the, like, okay. But Batman and he tells Batman there's some sort of like loophole law that Batman can't take him down there at that time, or he's there when another crime happens. And Batman's like,
No, wrong, kiddies. Look up the statute. In Gotham City, the crime of loitering requires the loiterer to remain in the same spot for over 2 minutes.
You jailhouse lawyer. The tricky trickster, he's unwittiness.
Like, oh.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah. Like, all right, Batman.
If you're sure.
Yeah.
If you say so.
So they also I would also note here Joker's gang is called the
Right.
Bad Pennies. And
Yep.
this episode is the origin of the names Harmless Junk Inc. and Citywide Hoop Champs Inc., which is the basketball team,
Right.
which
Okay.
the companies under which the Brothers Chaps produce Homestar Runner, if you remember that
Oh,
program,
yeah. Okay.
and
Yep.
Two More Eggs. It's also the origin of the No Loafing sign that can be seen in various Star Runner shorts, as well as the inspiration for Strong Bad's costume in Halloween Festival and the Halloween special of 2004. So this is the episode.
Wow.
If you were back in the internet in
Yeah.
the mid 2000s and on the Homestar Runner,
Star Runner. Yep.
I used to like Homestar. Did you remember
Yeah.
what was the video game they had that they were always
Oh,
doing? And then they made like the trailer for it, and it was like
yeah.
Throw Baby was one of the,
Yeah. That
and
is right.
it was so funny. I remember that.
God, I haven't thought about Homestar Runner and
No, I hadn't either, but I found this out, and I was like, I have to share
yeah.
this. Someone's gonna
Yeah.
remember Homestar Runner.
Oh yeah. Someone will.
Um,
That someone is me and probably several people listening.
yes, and then there's a there's a gambling conversation, and Batman said, "Sorry, I don't approve of gambling." Of course, Batman. So
Like, sure, babe. Sure, if you want. We know.
So
Whatever.
Taylor, when I do these, I take down these stats that
Okay.
I produce for these episodes. So, Batman, the show's known for having the Batman and Robin climb up buildings, and then like a celebrity will pop out a window, chat with them for a bit, and then go away. That's not in this episode. It still hasn't happened in this season yet. The gadgets that are used in this episode are the Bat Phone, the Bat Poles, the Bat Cave, the Batmobile, the Bat Megaphone, the Bat Projector, the Bat Cuffs, the Anti-Crime Recorder, remote radio pickup, anti-theft systems, and the Batarang. So, pretty nice, lengthy list of Bat gadgets. And then we didn't have a fight this episode, so we didn't have any fight words. We do have some Robinisms, which are "Wise up, you guys! Life isn't this easy." Holy Magician, the Tricky Trickster, he's outwitting us. Holy Ball and Chain, and Holy Fruit Salad. So
Those are good.
those are good.
Those are good.
And our cliffhanger here, Batman and Robin. So Joker gasses them from the vending machine, and then kidnaps them and puts them in the back of a moving truck.
Yep.
And they're hooked up to electric chairs connected to a slot machine in the back. And they're about to send 50,000 volts to them. It's a slot machine. And if it gets 3 lemons, they will be electrocuted. And it gets to 2 lemons, and we get the cliffhanger thing of close your eyes. Who dares to see it? Try us tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah.
So, very like, how are they going to get out of this one? They're doomed. But we will go to that one, which is he meets his match, the Grisly Ghoul. Once again, Cesar Romero as the Joker. Same guest stars. But this was different. In the beginning, they recap the previous episode, and they have a little that's silent with the narrator talking, and they have a little bit of the scene, and then it pauses, and it's got the boom. I was fascinated by it. I love it. I can't not watch the recaps. I don't know why. But at the end of this, there's a short pause, and then a black screen that says, "Hold your breath for the dynamic duo." And there's like this lettering at the end of the recap that has not been done before. That was new, and I don't ever remember that on the show, but it was here.
Interesting.
So, the resolve of the cliffhanger, we have the 3 lemons hit, but the power goes out in town. And this is funny. This is when I was talking about the guy talking to Batman about becoming the mayor. It was hinted to in that scene because the guy who was urging Bruce Wayne to run for mayor mentioned recent regular power failures in Gotham City. So,
yes. Okay.
And and then Joker and his guys just leave Batman there, and two police officers stop by a truck and save Batman and Robin.
Like, great.
There you go. So yeah, so this second part, what were your thoughts on this one?
So I think it's just again very much a what is the parody being done here? Is this is so silly to be so serious, but understandable to the source material going on. But I think it's really funny about the like stealing pre-college exams at first. That
Yeah.
matters for some reason. I'm like the gambling aspect of it, or like the stocks, the silver dollars, people
Mhm.
getting those out of the machines, like high school students, however you like, whatever that's going on. Yeah, that's actually desirable. Even back then, I'm sure to like this has never been different. But stealing pre-college exam answers and then like putting them into this into one of the machines to be like, people will get these, and isn't that great? And obviously we find out that it's for a reason, that there's a setup and all this stuff. But like it's very funny as an idea. And then I really need to know again how out, like you were saying, who plays basketball, how out of in this writer's room or whoever produced this, how out of touch are these people about high school basketball? Because I was like, who's the bookie that's taking this
Yeah, the Joker,
this bet on,
Pete the Swede from
yeah,
Vegas. The Joker's like, I'm betting on high school
yeah,
basketball.
who's doing that? Like, one, who's watching this? They're not televising it at that point. Unless this is like desperate, but I feel like Gotham City has way more stuff going on at this point. And then yeah, who's the bookie who was like, I'm cool with taking this money to put this into an entire like betting situation for you to win $1 million. That's insane.
This whole plan of the Joker's was waged on the results of a high school basketball team, which
Money.
I'll give the cleverness. It was Woodrow Roosevelt, which is Robin's school, versus
Funny.
Disco Tech.
Tech, right, which
Right,
is a
yeah,
very
Discotheque. That's very
funny,
good. Yes.
yeah, as well. And then just oh my goodness. Yeah, it's there again, it's just very silly. I can't imagine who would even even at the time be like, that makes sense. This makes total sense.
Right.
This is great. So believable. But again, I don't think it was supposed to be believable. Um it's supposed to be fun.
I
I
will
am all for not taking things seriously, especially in certain media. So no judgment from me.
I will say you did get an episode here, which has one of, in my opinion, is the gems of the entire series, which is
Really?
undercover bad boy Dick Grayson.
Oh, sure. That guy.
Which Susie says, "Good gravy! It's Dick Grayson, president of the student council."
Oh my God. Yeah,
Which
they're
he
really
gets the
upset.
leather jacket and the gloves, and,
Yep.
and
He
the
needs to look the part because you need to know that he is undercover and that he is serious.
and the
Like that is literally
smoking, and he's gonna
the
smoke, but he's like, "No, you
yeah.
know what?" And then later on, Batman is like, "He knew it wasn't you because of the smoking, but that's a good thing because you're true."
You're like, what? Oh my God. That is also just seems so not contrived in a negative way. It just seems so in like leaning into so much like of a trope. It's great.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah,
funny. It's so
it's
like
so
no
good.
one's buying this, but I'm glad the criminals don't buy it. Susie is. She's
She's
buying into it,
into
but
it. She's like, wow. Yeah.
what she calls it, you gorgeous dumb hunk of a cheerleader.
Yeah.
They
Yep.
call but I will say because of this scene and others, the Joker's two henchmen are actually characters in this two-parter. Normally the henchmen
Yeah.
are just like, "What up, boss?" or this, boss, but like Chris Kattan's dad is actually given like a role. Like
Mm-hmm.
Joker's not present in this meetup, and then he actually has good conversations with Joker, and the other guy has a little bit too, not as much, but they actually feel like actual characters and like people compared to
Yeah.
like the one or two lines the henchmen get in like normal other stories. So I liked that aspect of it with
Yeah.
it. So
Same. I agree. I thought I was pleasantly surprised about that when it happened, that there was actually plot behind them. He had lines.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did not expect that
it's
at
quite
all.
nice. Uh And then this episode, you probably don't know, but like from watching it so far in sequence with me, this one added some new angles on regular stuff, like when they drive the Batmobile and like get in and stuff. Like there were some new angles. Like a lot of times it's a lot of reused footage. This one had some new stuff, which was kind of nice. But let's talk about basketball. We were talking about that. These guys are standing like 4 in a line in front of the hoop. And like one guy is like over, like he's out of bounds. He passes it to one and like shoots it standing flat footed in there. And they're like, okay, guys, let's take a break. That was like, what was that? Like, that's not even a play. You only have 5 players. If one gets hurt, you're gonna have to like.
I was thinking there's not enough players. Like, what are you doing?
Like, what's going on? Like, did you guys know what basketball? There's only 3 cheerleaders. That's okay.
I guess that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But, this basketball team that's apparently amazing. I'm just not convinced. I don't know. No. But like this isn't even like trying. Like it's just so weird. But it is what it is, and it gives me some comedic. There's some comedy value to it, I guess. So.
Yeah,
and like the Joker blackmailing him, like you mentioned, like
right. Yeah, it does make you question were they doing it on purpose or not? Because again.
And like their photo's gonna show that you can see the answers, and then Batman comes. He's like, I switched it. All right, Susie switched it already. Like they're not even gonna know that either. What?
Like, how would you know? Yeah, like that doesn't make any sense. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh there's. Yeah. I gotta ask these questions. I gotta know.
You have to.
I gotta know.
It's a bit insane. Yeah. There's let me see here. So there's some good lines here that I did with Batman's like, ball players run for cover. And,
sure.
And there's instead of a sneeze, I've caught you cold. It's a good one. And at the end when Batman says, that's what easy living gets you, kids. Stick to your books. And I may have had the greatest laugh. I actually chuckled aloud when this happened. But at the very end of the story, they decide to just load us up with a Susie backstory that was never present.
Gosh.
What's the matter?
You've all been so nice to me. I can hardly bear it.
Heck, Susie, it wasn't all your fault. I mean, with your unhappy childhood and a broken home and everything. No wonder you fell for that crook's phony promises.
Like, what?
Where did this come from?
What happened to Susie? Like, why weren't we telling that story?
What bomb dropped, then they just walk away from it, and you're like, oh, okay.
Like, oh, all that, like, when did she, okay, like, and of course she gets the cozy Wayne Manor treatment, and like, okay, we're gonna have you driven to the correctional facility.
I would say the Wayward Home for Girls or whatever they call it. Yeah, and you're like, oh no.
Good, Susie, but like, I just like what that loaded line, like, did they get a studio note? She can't just be bad. Like, please make up something, and it just gave poor Burt Ward.
Feel sorry for her, please.
I mean, if I was Burt Ward, I'd be like, it really? I gotta say this whole. Okay, here we go. Like, there's just. I mean, because when we see Susie, she is already in with the Joker. Like we don't like, he doesn't like weasel her in, like that. Batman talks about like with her, it's like a story as old as Eve and the apple, Joker that snake. Like,
right. Like, you're like, okay, cool.
Okay. So yeah, Susie's long-winded backstory. What a time. What a time.
It's something. It's something.
So, okay, to the stats for the episode, we have this is double episodes, not a single climb. So there are no celebrities to pop out either. So we're still waiting on that to happen. Still waiting on. Sorry it didn't happen for you, Taylor.
That's okay.
Okay.
This was funny enough. Let me tell you. I didn't need anything else.
So funny
We are
enough,
good.
this was so I had watched it was on reruns on some channel when I was a little tyke. But when Batman 1989 came out, there was a channel called the Family Channel, and
Oh, sure. Okay.
they began rerunning Batman episodes. I think they ran them at like 8 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night, and then they would run a later one at like 11 o'clock at night as well. They run them back to back. When they started doing it, this was the first one. They went out of order because syndication back then, like nobody cares. But
Right.
with this show, getting it out of order, but I think they put this one ahead because it was Batman versus the Joker, and Batman Joker shows up early, and Batman is by himself. So I think they were like, this is kind of like the movie, right? So they went with this one first, and so this was my first with a, not a child conscience, with someone who can actually remember and stuff, because I was 7 years old in 1989. So that would have been. So I started taping it off Family Channel, which hilariously enough, I had a lot of the last 10 minutes of the 700 Club of all fucking things on my Batman tapes
My
because
God.
it aired before
Right.
Batman. So
That's because that became Fox Family.
yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, later on,
Yeah.
Fox. Yeah, yep, you're
Yep.
right. You're
Because
right.
when I was younger, it was Fox Family for like a minute, and then it was ABC Family.
Yeah, luckily I
Yeah.
was not indoctrinated, so I just was there for Batman.
No, but they still had 700 Club because you'd
Yep.
leave on whatever you're watching, and then inevitably that would come on like way after because they didn't have any. I think they probably ended up after that like doing infomercials or something, but there
Right.
wasn't anything like starting at like 9 o'clock. I
I
want to
d-
say.
and you know what's crazy is I didn't realize at the time, like, and it didn't seem like it, but like I just thought it was, it's some fucking religious church show thing.
Sure.
But then I'm like, oh, whoa, this was like a hate mongering show. Like this is real bad.
Bad.
When I was a kid, I was
It's
like, oh, it's just a religious show. I'm not interested. But yeah, it real bad.
Yeah, it's like some like televangelist,
Yeah.
like really
real bad stuff.
punitive stuff, and you're like, oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Enough of that. So our gadgets here. We have the Batcave, the Batmobile, the anti-crime voice analyzer, the anti-crime auxiliary generator, the Batscope, the micro TV camera, the Bat Pulls, the Bat Shield, universal antidote pills, anti-allergy pill, and the Batarang. And the Batarang is used without a rope for the second time in the series to clonk the Joker. And we do have fight in here. The words in the fight this week are biff, pow, zap, kapow, wham, and clonk with a K. Now, Taylor, I've got the season tally of the words here. So,
okay.
Just so you know. So, pow continues to be in the lead with 6, bam with 4, and then we have oof, zlonk, crunch with a K, kapow, wham, biff, and zap with 3. Then we have thwap, crunch, zock, zwap, crash, and boff with 2. And then we have a handful of them with just 1. So that is the running tally. Pow continues to be the leader for the season. So
I think if nobody knew anything else about this show, they would know about obviously the title cards, like the pop art title card, and that they would probably give a good guess that Pow was the one that they used a lot, because that is the thing that people parody the most, I think, out of this
very good
show. Yep.
And I don't know if anyone else on the internet, someone's probably calculated this, but I'm doing it myself. So
no, I love this.
Interesting aspect to go with just conversing about it. And then lastly, we have our Robinisms, which is okay. He's got a lot. He's got or that's what we will be. Holy smokes. Private as a finger point. Okay. Or, private as a fingerprint. My bad, I can't read. Holy Benedict Arnold, Susie, the cheerleader, or the chief cheerleader, a member of the Joker's criminal gang. What a skinflint. I better pass this run. I've already had 2 packs today. That was Bad Boy Robin.
Of course.
Yeah, I better pass this run.
Got it. I gotta have. I'm sorry.
we got to have room to throw our batarangs for when the crooks come for the loot. And that's when they go to the bar to investigate, and they're like, "Folks, get over here. We're gonna throw
Right.
batarangs."
Yeah. Don't get in our way.
I
So
forgot
you know.
about. Yeah, they go to that bar
Yeah,
again,
yeah,
and it's like just like, oh, geez, this is
like,
embarrassing.
okay, yeah. If that works, I mean, it does, but sure.
We have Holy Hailstorm, Holy Murder, Let's Deliver the Punchline, and Holy New Year's Eve. He's got me in his famous trick streamers. Those famous streamers that the Joker has, because he shoots them at Robin and he wraps them up. So
Holy Murder was probably my favorite one.
Holy Murder.
You know, you can use that. Go
Yeah.
watch a true crime show, say Holy Murder. That's great. That's a new catchphrase.
There's a lot of holy murder in the Bible too, if people read it.
Yeah, that's true. You could use it's
going
very
back to the
much
700 Club.
of the 700 Club
Yeah.
reference. There you go.
Yeah.
Tagging in.
Oh, the 700 Club. So yeah, that is our little two-parter here. So Taylor, now that you've watched, you knew of it, you've watched 2 episodes. What are your thoughts after seeing Batman?
think it's really funny. I would watch more. I have thought about going to find, watching more. I do appreciate, I love older TV, to be honest. I'm a huge fan of like different shows over time. This is just one I've never gotten into, but I could see myself really enjoying other episodes, and I do think I'm going to go watch. Just kind of maybe binge some episodes very soon.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's very colorful and stylish in a good psychedelic way that I love. So that's always appealing to me. I will say Julie Newmar as Catwoman, we're still not to her yet. She's one of my favorites. So if you're looking for episodes, she was a early crush in my life, maybe the first or whatever.
Yeah.
When we get to her, I'll probably repeat this, but like her and Diana Rigg as Emma Peel were early, because A&E, that channel back in the 80s and early 90s used to rerun the Avengers, so I was really big on that show as well. And I had a young crush on women that were very old, but I was watching them in their young self.
You did not know, right?
And they both wore cat suits. I guess that's a thing.
That's a product of its time. You can have a type, and it might just be people like girls in the 60s that wear cat suits. That's cool.
That might be it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was a early age thing, but I really like her energy she brings to the show. So if you're peering around, picking and choosing episodes, Julie Newmar Catwoman ones are ones I like a lot. So.
She is an iconic. She's obviously very iconic.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot. And then, Eartha Kitt's good too.
God, I was going to say Eartha Kitt. You talk about people that I am like, Eartha Kitt. Beautiful.
Goddess.
So gorgeous. Yes. Oh my God. Eartha Kitt. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. And I don't think I've really, any actor has played Catwoman. I like Anne Hathaway's Catwoman. I like Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. Halle Berry's is not her fault.
No.
But there's been a lot. Yeah. What's her name? From the most recent one. Zoe Kravitz. Yeah.
Who I like as well. I really like Zoe
she is a woman that I learn more about her as a person, and I'm like, ma'am, I am married. Because she is a huge she is a huge film nerd.
She is.
And I'm
she
just
was also in X-Men First Class. Which I love her. She's amazing in that as well. Obviously, she's been in a ton of other films, but she's a nerd as well.
Yeah,
she really likes this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Channing Tatum's when they were dating, he was like, we'd be sitting at dinner and she'd be like, "Oh, they're showing this in 35 millimeter over here. We're going tonight." Let's say, "Oh, okay, I guess that's what we're doing." And they had the greatest I was heartbroken when they broke up because their Criterion Closet video was amazing.
Yes.
Together.
Oh my God. True.
So yeah, but I think she's awesome. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't expect you to be a film nerd like this, but and her film is awesome too. Blink Twice. If you haven't seen that,
oh yes, okay.
I like that one quite a bit. It had my best title sequence or title reveal of that year that I liked a lot.
Oh, so I could see that.
It's pretty cool. So. But yeah, so I'm glad you enjoyed it and think about checking out more. Maybe when we do season 2, I'll have you back here for
Sure.
more thoughts and stuff.
I will
But
do that.
till then, where can people keep up with you?
You can find me on my business page at Logan Arch Chicago. We're on every platform under the same name. And you can find me on most platforms as well under They Seek Her There. Come find me and you can talk to me about lots of different media. I love a lot of weird stuff. So please come, hit me up and talk about strange movies and TV shows and new stuff, old stuff, Doctor Who for sure.
Yeah.
Because as you mentioned in the beginning, I also help run Chicago TARDIS, and that is a Doctor Who convention in Chicago in the fall. And you can definitely always talk to me about Doctor Who because I could talk about that forever.
And we shall talk about it forever.
Forever, yeah. We'll go on forever.
Forever and ever. All right. And I'm on the socials at Brandon4KUHD. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for this, as well as my 4K Blu-ray and DVD reviews and other fun happenings. Go back and watch my promo videos I did back in the day when I had time and I made short films to promote my episodes. Go revisit those. Tell me your favorites. Anyway, also, Doctor on Display, the USA Tour is now available from Real Time Pictures on TimeTravelTV.com. Of course, did work for that. Pick it up. And fantastic, a celebration of fans celebrating or discovering Doctor Who from Zeppo Publishing is available anywhere books are found. And Taylor's in that, so you should read how she discovered Doctor Who as well. And yeah, we'll be back next week as Batman takes on Falseface. But until then, stay film positive.
Thank you for listening. The Brandon Peters Show is a Creative Zombie Studios production. Produced by Brad Shoemaker and Brandon Peters. Written and edited by Brandon Peters. Announcer vocals by Jessica Alsman. Theme song by Metavari. Web design and show art by Brad Shoemaker with Brandon Peters. All music and clips featured in the episode are property of their respective studios and no infringement is intended. Additional information on this and other episodes at BrandonPetersShow.com. For any inquiries, press opportunities, or sponsorship, contact mail at BrandonPetersShow.com. The show is available on Apple Music, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts are found.